There once lived a charming puppet made of polished wood named Mary. Her home was a magnificent theater where brilliant lights blazed and curtains hardly ever shut. Mary had been crafted with exquisite detail, and each evening she performed before an eager audience, her limbs moved by strings manipulated by invisible hands above. The crowd adored her grace and flawless movements. She smiled as they cheered, night after night. Yet beneath that applause, a hollow stillness echoed inside her. When the stage grew dark and the lights went cold, Mary lay there staring upward, wondering, why do I only move when another decides for me? What if I wanted to move differently? Which steps would truly be mine? Still, every morning the strings returned, and the clapping crowds came back, and Mary danced again. One evening, after the show had ended, a gentle breeze drifted through a crack in the wall. It softly brushed her wooden cheeks, carrying a message. "You were never meant to be ruled by others," it whispered. "You were created to move freely." Mary was amused at first. How could she ever move on her own? But the breeze returned again and again, never forcing her, only reminding her of a power she'd forgotten, the power of choice. Then one night, just before a performance, the puppeteer grew frustrated when the strings became hopelessly tangled. In anger, he left Mary alone on the stage. The audience sat waiting. No one moved the strings, so Mary stood still. Murmurs of confusion rippled through the crowd. At that moment, Mary made her decision. Slowly, she turned her wooden face and stepped off the stage under her own will. Her steps were clumsy, lacking elegance, but they were entirely hers. The puppeteer was struck speechless. Some in the crowd mocked her, others laughed, but Mary did not look back. Outside the theater, the world was wild and uncertain, without spotlights or scripted applause. She stumbled more than once, falling often, because freedom was unsteady. Yet in those first awkward steps, she discovered something new: growth. Mary began to meet other puppets, some who had severed their own strings long ago, others who still didn't realize they could be free. She showed them how to find their own rhythm, to follow their own truth, to move from the voice deep inside where Allah had placed their honor, their worth, and their purpose. In time, fewer people went to the old theater. A new world had blossomed outside, where people lived with direction instead of pressure, measuring themselves not by applause but by sincerity. Mary never returned to that grand stage. Those who saw her later would say she danced with more beauty than ever before, because each step truly belonged to her. And every night, when the wind rustled through the trees, she smiled. No longer was she carved for a stage. She was formed by her Creator for truth. Lesson: when you allow others to direct your every move, you might impress them, but you will lose you.